Aaron Donald in week 1, Von Miller in week 2. Have you written a letter to the schedule makers?
No, gosh, yeah. Welcome to the AFC West, basically. Or it's pass rushers every week, right? No, I'm used to it by now. It's just fun to compete against those guys. Especially when you've been in the league for 5 years now, you know them. You joke with them in the off season, then you play them, and again, that they're right there again. And it's fun, man. But no, I never have any issue playing these guys. From a mentality standpoint, I love playing the best. I mean, that's why you grow up as a kid, wanting to make it to the NFL because you want to play against the best, And playing against Aaron, and then playing against Von and those guys this week, it's always fun.
There's a 3rd and 5 play early in the 4th quarter. We threw the ball away. What was going
Yep.
through your mind? You're watching the film. What did you see in that play?
So 3rd and 5, going away from the black hole, I think.
Yeah, you threw it.
Yep.
Away.
It was I threw it. I got a bounce. Yeah. Okay. So they just covered up the routes. Went to the first one. Went to the second one. The third one that we had on that one was a route that versus the coverage they were playing. Basically, don't even look for it. And so I tried to wait even longer than I should have. Didn't really feel to run, so then I just threw it out. Punt. Try and pin them deep, get the ball back around midfield, and go again. Kind of a mentality. So, we ran a little move and then a little sit by Jordy, and they were just tight.
So watching that film, you do it the same thing again?
Well, I just think I'd probably get to something else. Versus with that play, yeah. I mean, why we had that play and what it was for and all that, yeah, I'd have to just get to something else and roll like that.
John, for a long time, has thought sometimes the best play is an incomplete pass and punt the ball to
Right.
avoid a mistake. That's not really been your mentality always.
Yeah, right.
Is that something? Has that been a big adjustment for you?
It was, man. It is, and that that's why he's always in my ear. Just letting me know, hey, it's play the team game, right? And I think getting back to that, it's okay to. If it's not all the way there, if it's not all the way clean, like on the second interception, if it's not all the way there, don't get in between things and have bad things happen. That's when bad things happen. And so just being more precise about, hey, it's not there, man, dirt it, come off the field, and I'll get something, better the next time. That's what he says to me every time. And, so just learning that and, just correcting that inside my mentality, trying to dial that back. But at the same time, he loves it too at certain points. But just, again, finding that line together to avoid the mistakes.
You guys got Martavis Bryant back today, and John says he thinks he's at Coach. His words, he think he's in a great place right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rough training camp for him, missing practices and that sort of thing. Have you got a chance to talk to him? What do you think he can do for your offense?
Oh, yeah. I definitely talked to Martavis. I love him. I'm glad he's back. Excuse me. But I got to talk to him. And like I said, I'm glad he's back. And I think that he's ready to go. And I think that he's in a good place. I think that with everything that he's been through, he sees, man, he's just thankful to be playing football. He's thankful to be back in the locker room. And I don't want to talk for him, but I just would assume, he's happy to just be back with us and, where I think he should be. I think that with us, we can be there for him, help him with whatever he needs, and then he can help us go win football games. And we obviously know what kind of talent he is. And so very excited to have him back and have that threat of that speed.
What does it do, just his presence from a vertical standpoint, opening things up maybe for the receivers?
Yeah, he can split double teams. Oh, wait a second. He can split double teams. Teams can try and play certain coverages with him, but he's so fast it doesn't matter. Like, you make one false step, if I key that defender and they make one false step, he can be gone like that. He can run by guys that are off coverage. He can do things that just other people just don't do. And that's not a knock on them. That's just what God bless him with. 4.2 speed. That with that kind of length, the jump ball stuff, and some of that aggressive stuff that I kind of like sometimes. Just having those abilities to do those things with him. I mean, it just adds that dynamic for a coordinator to have to think about.
Is there still human nature being what it is? Anybody suffering a broken pinky, a broken leg, broken bones in their back in less than a calendar year, that would kind of get into their head. How do you not let that, or how do you compartmentalize that in a game, or does it kind of float in there every now and again, especially when you take it like Aaron Donald gave you?
No, honestly, like I don't think about it until like I'm laying on the ground and making sure everything's all right. You know what I mean? Because I've been there one too many times, and you don't think about it in the game because honestly, you're flooded with decisions, you're flooded with coverages and fronts and pressures, and what were they rolling at? Where's the matchup? All those things that I can promise you during games, I don't think about it until I'm laying on the ground making sure, okay, I'm good now. Pop back up. So, it would be human nature. To be there and lay there. I can't say that I've ever gotten hit and I laid there and didn't think, all right, am I good? Because of those things. But, you just get up and make sure you're all right and move on. And again, there's so much decision making to go. Like it's honestly half a second that all that happens. But
going back to Martavis for a minute, he is a deep threat, a guy that can stretch the field, but you didn't get a lot of time with him in camp because he was in and out.
Yep.
Is there a concern about that timing, or do you have to spend extra time with him?
Oh yeah.
That happen?
Oh, we definitely have to spend time. There's no doubt about it. I'd be lying to you if I said no. But I will say too, the days that he did practice, after practice we'd go off and we'd make sure we'd do those deeper throws, those routes, those quick routes that we need him on, and those kind of things. We definitely made sure we spent extra time because, as you saw, like there were some things he missed, and we're like, hey, well, let's make it up in some extra times. Or special teams periods were big for us. We'd have special teams period where usually you'd have individual drills, and we'd grab him and go work on routes. We'd go work on other things. So we have put that time in, but there's no doubt to make sure that he's back again, in the mental processing of things. And just like any bye week, whenever you come back, it's almost like, the snap count. Oh yeah, is it anything, that formation or that adjustment, anything can slip your mind. So just reminding him of all of those little things will be crucial for us, and I don't think he'll have a problem.
Jared is labeled with the tight ends, but he was moving to a lot of different receiver spots in the slot, I think outside once maybe.
Mm-hmm.
His versatility
Yeah.
just as a pure receiver, does that kind of help? Like what kind of dimension does that bring? Because he can line up some of these spots.
It helps, and honestly, it's like a tough decision sometimes because versus certain coverages, it's like, well, we have certain coverage. I can go to Jared, obviously, or I can go to Coop, or I can go to Jordy, and it's like it's a good problem to have. To be honest with you. Because we can move him in a whole bunch of different spots. I mean, there was one play, I think it was for a first down, we threw it to Jared, and Coop pops open. And then you turn the film on, it's like, well, why'd you go there? I was like, well, the guy had 180 yards. He was feeling it, So, I always question myself, like those fine decisions, do you go here, do you go here? And Coach Gruden is there to kind of tell me what to do, to take that indecision out of the way, to help me out. But we can put him anywhere we want, and again, the great thing about Jared is he's so tough and physical that he can get in and block also. So we're not one-dimensional when he's in the game. And, that's a big point for us because if every time he was in and it was passed, that would be easy for coordinators. But for him to be able to play tight end and then go play receiver in the slot or out wide is big time for us.
Is it I don't know if difficult thing is the right term, but you have a guy like Amari who's a talented player with the ball in his hands, but navigating the fine line between getting him the ball and not forcing it to him.
Yes.
Is that a delicate balance?
It is. And early in my career, it was something I would do it with Coop and Crab. Like, man, they're so good. You want to force that pass, but it's like, but this matchup over here with Seth's a little bit better. This concept, this route. And I would have some indecisions early on in my career, whereas now it's like, guys, I'm making the best decision for our team on that play. And obviously I don't do it perfect every time. We know that, but. I'm going to do my best to make the best decision. Hey, let's just roll after that. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force the issue because when you do that, that's where, just wasted plays happen. If they end up covering it and you just throw it away, just because you were reading that when you could have went somewhere else, like that's where, I would get caught in earlier on in my career where now I'm just trying to play the game.
Jared said there were a couple plays where Amari did get deep open and you didn't throw it.
Yep.
Were those misread by you? Him getting open deep?
Well, there was one, I know exactly what he's talking about, and I threw it to Jared. We ended up getting the first down. That's the one I was talking about where you sit there and you're like, oh, man, we had a chance at that, but there's a matchup there where, we ended up picking up the first down. It's like, where's that fine line where, I'm not going to second guess any time, on the line of scrimmage, like, oh, he could possibly win on this one. It's not for sure, but I know for sure what's going to happen over here, So it's just one of those things where, even Coach and I talked about it. He keeps reminding me, hey, did you see it? Yeah, I saw it. He's like, okay, just as long as you're seeing it, those kind of things, we're good. So I know exactly what play he's talking about because I saw the same one.
A couple more guys?
These guys are always so tough defensively.
Yes.
Big
biggest challenge
Yeah.
facing them?
I mean, obviously you got to protect. You got to protect against Vaughn. You got to do those things. Myself, I got to take care of the ball with their good defensive backs and all those things. So whenever you play a team like this, it's all about the ball. You got to take care of the football, which is something we've been able to do well around here for some years. Something we can do better, though, obviously, after last week. But we will. We're going to do that better, and making sure that you stay on schedule, because you get in those long distances, let their cover guys cover, let Vaughn come off the edge free and those kind of things. Now they have Bradley Chubb, top 5 pick, who's a good player. It's kind of similar when they had DeMarcus and Vaughn. They have another rusher in Vaughn, and they try and take some pressure off of him. And so you just got to take care of the ball, stay on schedule. The normal cliche things that are, really good coaching points that you have to do.
Last question. All set?
Nobody. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yep.
guys.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yep.